Have you ever lain awake at night, staring at the ceiling, your mind replaying every mistake you've ever made? What if I fail? What if they laugh at me? What if I'm just not good enough? That, my friend, is overthinking. And it is one of the sneakiest enemies of happiness and success. The strange thing is, almost everyone does it, yet almost no one admits it. We scroll through life trying to appear confident and in control, while inside our minds are stormy seas of doubts, fears, and what-ifs. And the worst part? Overthinking doesn't just stay in your head. It leaks into your decisions, your relationships, your dreams, and slowly, quietly. It steals your energy, your joy, and even your chance at success. Let me tell you a story. There was a young man named Arin. He had big dreams. He wanted to become a musician, to share his songs with the world. But every time he sat down to compose, doubt crept in. What if no one likes my music? What if I fail and everyone laughs? Maybe I'm not talented enough. Arin spent months overthinking, analyzing every chord, every lyric, every note. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and yet no songs were ever shared. He became trapped in a cycle of perfection, fear, and endless questioning. One night, frustrated and exhausted, Arin went for a walk. He saw a street performer playing a simple tune. People were clapping, smiling, enjoying it. It wasn't perfect, but it was alive. And in that moment, Arin realized something life-changing. Perfection is a lie created by overthinking. Action, even imperfect action, is where growth lives. The next day, he shared a song online, raw, unpolished, but real. To his surprise, people loved it. They connected with it. And slowly, Arin began his journey. Not because he was perfect, but because he dared to act despite the noise in his mind. Why our minds won't stop and how it controls us. Overthinking isn't just thinking too much. It's a hidden trap that can steal your dreams and happiness. But why do we do it? Why does our brain insist on replaying mistakes, imagining worst-case scenarios, and creating endless what-if loops? To understand overthinking, we have to look inside ourselves and the way our mind works. Your brain is designed to protect you. Evolution taught it to scan for danger, anticipate threats, and keep you safe. In the wild, this helped humans survive. But in modern life, this same mechanism often works against us. When you obsess over mistakes, your brain thinks it's helping you avoid failure. When you worry about the future, it believes it's preparing you for challenges. When you compare yourself to others, it thinks it's motivating you to do better. The problem? Most of the threats your mind focuses on are not real. They are imagined. And imagining them repeatedly trains your brain to stay in fear mode, which triggers stress, anxiety, and indecision. In short, overthinking is your mind's way of trying to protect you, but it ends up trapping you instead. Take the story of Maya, a university student who dreamed of becoming a software developer. She was brilliant, creative, and hardworking, yet she spent months stuck in a loop of overthinking. What if I can't code as well as my peers? What if I fail the final project? Maybe I'm not meant for this career. Maya's fear of failure stopped her from submitting her project on time. She revised, rewrote, and delayed. Until finally, the deadline passed. The irony? When she finally shared her work with her mentor, the feedback was glowing. Her code was innovative, clear, and even inspired classmates. The only thing that held her back was her mind. Overthinking instead of acting. The lesson is simple but powerful. Your mind can be your biggest supporter or your harshest enemy. You decide which one it becomes. Overthinking doesn't just delay your goals. It affects almost every part of life. Mental energy. Endless thoughts drain your focus and creativity. You feel exhausted without having done anything. Decision paralysis. Choosing becomes terrifying. Even small decisions feel huge. Lost opportunities. Every "I'll wait until I'm sure" can mean a missed chance. Strained relationships. Overthinking conversations and intentions can create misunderstandings and stress. Lower confidence. The more you overthink, the less you trust yourself. Even small amounts of overthinking can quietly steal your happiness and progress, like a thief in the night. Here's the truth. Overthinking is normal, but it's dangerous if unchecked. Every person you admire, every successful musician, entrepreneur, or writer has faced it. What separates them is this: they learned to act despite their fears. You don't need to stop thinking completely. That's impossible. But you can learn to control your mind, to decide when thoughts are useful and when they are traps. Now, here's the million-dollar question. Why do we even overthink in the first place? If it causes us pain, sleepless nights, and endless stress, why doesn't our brain just stop? The answer is fascinating, and once you understand it, you'll see overthinking in a completely new light. Believe it or not, overthinking is not always your enemy. Long ago, when humans lived in caves, our brains developed to analyze every danger. Imagine hearing a sound in the bushes. Was it the wind or a lion? Thinking more could save your life. So, your brain learned to scan, predict, and worry as a way of keeping you safe. The problem? In today's world, the lion is usually not real. It's just a deadline, a breakup, a money issue, or a small mistake. But your brain reacts the same way, as if your life is in danger. The main causes of overthinking: fear of the unknown. You can't predict the future, so your brain keeps spinning what-if scenarios. Perfectionism. Wanting everything to be perfect makes you overanalyze every step. Past trauma or failure. Bad experiences make your brain replay situations, hoping to avoid mistakes. Low self-confidence. Doubting yourself leads to second-guessing every choice. Information overload. In today's digital world, endless news, social media, and advice can trap you in mental loops. The two types of overthinking. Rumination, living in the past. Example: why did I say that? What if I hadn't failed that test? Why did they treat me that way? This type is like a broken record. You keep replaying old moments. Worry, living in the future. Example: what if I mess up tomorrow? What if people don't like me? What if things go wrong? This is your brain trying to predict problems before they even happen. And here's the sad truth. While your mind is stuck in the past or future, your life is slipping away in the present. The hidden cost of overthinking. Let's make this part visual and emotional for your YouTube viewers. Overthinking is like loading too many apps on your phone at once. Your battery drains faster. The system slows down. Sometimes it even crashes. That's exactly what happens to your brain. You lose focus. Your energy gets drained. Your happiness disappears. A short story to keep viewers hooked. There's a famous story about a monk who carried 2 heavy buckets of water up a hill every single day. One day, someone asked him, "Why don't you just carry 1 bucket at a time?" The monk smiled and said, "Because carrying 2 buckets trains me to stay strong. But if I carried 10 buckets, I'd collapse." Overthinking is like carrying 10 buckets in your mind at once. A few thoughts are fine. Too many, they break you. So now you know, overthinking is not just random noise in your head. It's your brain trying to protect you, but in the wrong way. It's a survival tool turned into a mental trap. And if you don't break free, it can quietly steal your peace, your energy, and even your future. But here's the good news. Once you understand the triggers, you can start taking back control. And that's exactly what we'll uncover next. Hope you can already see how overthinking slowly sneaks into our lives. In our work, our relationships, and even in the way we see ourselves. But here's the thing. Knowing the problem is only the first step. The real transformation comes when you learn how to break free from this endless cycle and take back control of your mind. In the next video, we'll dive into the most powerful and practical ways to stop overthinking, step by step. These are methods you can start using immediately in your daily life to find peace, focus, and clarity. So don't miss it. Watch the next video and let's continue this journey together.